It's another go round of the Red Clay Soccer Report, brought to you by our friends at Kaiser Permanente at official KP Georgia on the social media. John, hear you there. Thanks for dropping by. It is another couple of weeks left in the regular season. We have 3. It is this week, next week, and the 16th is decision day. So we will have 3 more weekly versions of the Red Clay Soccer Report. And then when we get into the playoffs, we will have them daily. It won't be as long, but we'll be at noon during the playoffs, and we will take you all the way through the championships as best we can. And we'll catch up with coaches around the state and find out what's on their mind as they are jockeying for position and letting you know what's going on in their part of the universe. We'll go over matchups and things like that, and we'll get you all squared away every single week and then every single day in the postseason here. Red Clay Soccer Report brought to us by our friends at Kaiser Permanente. It is a look at the GHSA and the standings, and it is on the boys and the girls sides, and we will let you know where our matches are that we have on a weekly basis. And I apologize for not being out there as much as we have been recently, but in covering the World Cup and the men's national team, it's been kind of hot and heavy, especially with the 2 matches at Atlanta Stadium this past 4 days. So now it's an opportunity to kind of break everything down. But I did want to get into one piece of news that ended up as a carryover from what happened in SDHAM. Emma Hayes has named a 26-player training camp roster for the 3 matches against the Asian Cup champs Japan. And it is the return of 2 players who've played in World Cups and Olympics. Sophia Wilson, a member of Triple Espresso, who helped the U.S. to the 24 gold medal, makes her first WNT roster in 17 months following her pregnancy and birth of her daughter back in September 2025. 58 caps, 24 goals, 3 of which scored were in the 24 Olympics to go with her 2 assists. Tierna Davidson has made her complete recovery from the ACL injury suffered in NWSL play at the beginning of the 25 season. She returns to the WNT after a 13-month absence. Coincidentally, Davidson's most recent international match was against Japan, and it was a little over a year ago, February 26th of 25, in the She Believes Cup finale, 67 caps and 3 goals. So your roster for the USWNT and the matches against Japan. In net, Jane Campbell from Houston Dash, Claudia Dickey, Seattle Reign, Fallon Tullis-Joyce from Manchester United. 9 defenders, Tierna Davidson, Emily Fox, Naomi Girma, Avery Patterson, Lily Real, Emily Sams, Emily Sonnet, Giselle Thompson, Kennedy Wesley. Caps for each of those. Davidson, 67, Fox, 74. Girma, 52. Patterson, 10. Lily Real has 7 caps. Sams has 9. Sonnet has 115. Giselle Thompson with 7. Kennedy Wesley with San Diego Wave has 4. Midfielders, 7 of them. Sam Coffey, Lindsay Heaps, Claire Hutton, Rose Lavelle, Olivia Moultrie, Jaden Shaw, Lily Johannes. Sam Coffey, 44 caps. Lindsay Heaps, 173. Claire Hutton, 15. Rose Lavelle, 118. Olivia Moultrie, 15. Jaden Shaw, 34. Lily Johannes has 16 of them. Forward, 7. Michelle Cooper, Jamise Joseph, Trinity Rodman, Emma Sears, Allie Sentner, Alyssa Thompson, Sophia Wilson. Michelle Cooper with Kansas City Current has 10 caps. Jamise Joseph in Chicago has 4. Trinity Rodman, 52. Emma Sears, 17. Allie Sentner, 18. Alyssa Thompson, 29. And Sophia Wilson has 58. 23 field players, 3 keepers, including the return of Jane Campbell, most caps of the 3 keepers on the roster with 10. Suiting up 23 for each of the 3 matches. Michelle Cooper, having recovered from her injuries, also returns to the roster for the first time in 2026. Japan comes off of their run at the AFC Women's Asia Cup in Australia, where the Nadeshko outscored their opposition 29-1, only allowing 1 goal to South Korea in the semifinal, beating the Matildas 1-0 in the title game in front of just under 75,000 at Stadium Australia. 3-game series, Japan, PayPal Park. That is on April 11th at 5:30 Eastern Time. TNT True, HBO Max, Universo, and Peacock in Spanish, presented by the Home Depot. Then Tuesday, April 14th at Lumen Field in Seattle, and I guess they're going to be one of the first ones to sample the grass for the transition for the World Cup. 7 o'clock local time, so 10 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday the 14th, TNT True, HBO Max, Universo, and Peacock, presented by Allstate. Friday, April 17th at Dick's Sporting Goods Park, Commerce City, Colorado. It is 9 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Mountain, TNT True, HBO Max, Universo, and Peacock. And at the Denver Summit are obviously going to be playing a couple of their matches there. Second camp in a row, no uncapped players are a part of it, making the only 2 rosters of Emma Hayes' tenure without uncapped players. 10 different players have scored for the U.S. so far in 26, 8 of them on this roster. Allie Sentner with 3, Emma Sears, Trinity Rodman with 2 each after 5 matches this year. First match is once again Sophia Wilson. Plays under her married name. Most recent international goal came October 24th of 24, Austin, Texas. If she gets any playing time in the 3 matches, 18th mother to play for the WNT. If she scores a goal, she'll be the 9th mother to score for the United States. Wilson's got connections to all 3 geographic areas coming up in the matches. Started at Stanford, winning the 2019, was a part of winning the 2019 title. Plays for Portland. Hails from Windsor, Colorado. 3 players on the roster have more than 100 caps. Lindsay Heaps, Rose Lavelle, Emily Sonnet. 5 have between 50 and 100. Fox, Davidson, Wilson, Girma, Rodman. Sam Coffey has 6 caps from getting to 50. 10 players have 10 or fewer. Of the 23 field players, 20 have scored an international match. Heaps has 39. Lavelle, 27. Wilson, 24. Only other players in double figures, Rodman, 13. Jaden Shaw with 10. Getting her 10th on March the 1st against Argentina at She Believes. Only field players on the roster who haven't scored an international match, Giselle Thompson, Lily Royale, Kennedy Wesley. 19 NWSL players, 5 from Gotham. 7 playing in Europe. 6 of the 7 currently competing in the latter stages of the UEFA Women's Champions League. Lindsay Heaps, Lily Johannes at Lyon. Emily Fox with Arsenal. Girma and Thompson with Chelsea. Fallon Tullis-Joyce with Manchester United. Sam Coffey's Manchester City, close to securing the Women's Super League title and a berth in next year's Champions League. Average age of the players in this camp, 25.2. A little higher than She Believes at 24.4, slightly higher than the 24.1 average from the January 26 roster. Average caps per player is 37.4, once again reflecting the return of Wilson and Davidson. Average caps on the roster heading into the first She Believes Cup match was 30.4. Quite a difference from the 6.6 that was heading into the Paraguay match that started 26. Roster for the matches against Italy to N25, 27.5 caps on average. Roster for the October 25 matches at 27.3. Roster for June and July only averaged 10 caps, more than the 26 camp roster. Average number of caps per player at the beginning of the June-July window is 18. You have a lot of players with connections to the venues. Alyssa and Giselle Thompson, third pair of sisters to represent the U.S. First instance, late 1990s, Lori and Ronnie Fair, Samantha and Christy Mewis, and now it's Alyssa and Giselle Thompson. Emma Hayes, get this, gave 32 players first caps in her first 32 matches. Kate Wiesner became the 50th player to start a match under Emma Hayes in her 32 matches. Hayes has now given caps to 60 different players. 60 players, 56 have started. No other full-time managers named more than 36 different starters in their first 30 matches. In 2025 alone, Hayes gave 44 different players caps, the most of any coach in the 40 years of the WNT program. 3 keepers in the camp have a total of 24. 1 teenager, Lily Johannes, who turns 19 in June. Sonnet is the oldest player at 32. Johannes is the youngest. Johannes was 8 and still in the States before she moved to the Netherlands when Sonnet got her first cap in 2015. 21 players on the roster in their 20s, 4 in their 30s, Heaps, Lavelle, Sonnet, and Campbell. So that is the rundown of the 26-player roster that was announced. Wilson, Davidson return. Hutton and Dickey get the chance to play in your club's home stadia. Guillermo gets the chance to play in her hometown. Lindsay Heaps gets the chance to play a match in her home state for the first time since signing with Denver Summit. So 3 matches, all against Japan, 11th, 14th, and 17th of April, San Jose, Lumen, Commerce City, Colorado, and Dick's Sporting Goods Park. So that was the announcement that happened while we were gone. So it was that group. And so there you go. It was so that was your rundown there. So that was the one piece of news that was out after SDHAM, and it was the announcement of the WNT as it was for them. So that was the big piece of news that was there coming out after SDHAM went off the air, and so now we're back with getting ready for those 3 matches in the international window in the about a couple of weeks, because we have one more week of NWSL play. Then you have the 3 matches, 11, 14, 17, and then you have the idea of getting back into NWSL play. So you go one more weekend NWSL, 11th, 14th, 17th, it is national team window, and then back into playing for your NWSL teams and where you are in and around the planet. So that's the skinny there. All right, so here's the deal. I guess that was kind of an opening kickoff brought to us by our friends at Black Pitch Coffee and blackpitchcoffee.com. We start your day with the most important stories in the game, right way to start your morning or afternoon. Black Pitch Coffee is part of the SDH community, showing up at events all over Atlanta. Try their home blend made with beans from Brazil and Guatemala, heavy-bodied, notes of walnut and semi-sweet chocolate, and a rich world-class finish. Opening kickoff powered by Black Pitch Coffee and blackpitchcoffee.com. All right, so here's the rundown for today on Red Clay. We're going to go through the rankings, let you know where things stand, and after that, we'll get into the schedule for today. Last night, you had some pieces of news. Jefferson gets a region championship, I think, for the first time in 7 years. It was posted to their social media after their win last night. And the part of our interviewing process today, we catch up with Taylor Sumrall from Calhoun. Calhoun got a big upset last night. We'll discuss the upset. He had a player signing, and so we'll find out the lay of the land at Calhoun. He's going to join us in about he'll join us like 20 to go, about a half hour. So it'll be a half hour with all of us getting smart and getting ready for everything and laying it all out for you when it comes to the standings. And once again, the rankings, thanks to our friends at Scoreboard, SCORBORD, partners with us here at SDH. And go through the standings, go through the schedule. Taylor Sumrall joining us about 12:40, and we'll find out what happened yesterday on campus. We'll find out about the matches of it in and of itself. We'll get acquainted about the season up at Calhoun, and then we will let everybody go to lunch at 1 o'clock because we probably have held you far too long. Okay, what went down going into the standings, and here's how we'll break it all down. Obviously, we'll start with the girls because we believe in chivalry here. And the way that our friends at Scoreboard have broken it down is they actually do have an all classes top 10, a coaches poll. And then they go individually through each class from 6A all the way through Class A, Division I, and Division II. So the all class top 10: Walton, Marist, Roswell, West Forsyth, Brookwood, Oconee County, Riverwood, BT, Holy Innocents, and Pike. So Pike County appearing at number 10 with the all-class top 10 on the girls' side. So in 6A, Walton, we've had Coach Page on already this year, and West Forsyth, Brookwood, and we've had Doc Mike on this season, and Doc Mike and Molly McCarty from Jefferson, I think, and I need to get an update on this and see if they have figured out what their scheduling is going to be in 27 and 28. Those are going to be fun ones. Doc Mike already volunteered us at SDH to call those games, and we would not mind. So it's Walton, West Forsyth, Brookwood, Hillgrove at 4, Richmond Hill unbeaten at number 5, Cherokee is at number 6, Campbell is at 7, Norcross, Harrison, and Parkview. Harrison and Hillgrove set to take on each other tomorrow, so keep an eye out on that one of number 4 versus number 9 in the Scoreboard rankings on the girls' side. 5A, Roswell at number 1, Riverwood at number 2, Northgate at number 3, Johns Creek at number 4, Pope at number 5, McIntosh is 6, Lassiter is 7, Alexander is 8, Decatur is 9, and Chambly, after their rough start, which is scheduling that way on purpose, and then they turn it around and everybody's sitting there and wondering what's up with Chambly, and then all of a sudden you get into region play and you come back and you're scheduling the state of Georgia, and they're getting on long winning streaks every single year about this time. And so, there's Chambly. Yes, there is Chambly. Quad A. It is the Marist School, BT, Westminster, 1, 2, 3. Midtown, number 4. North Oconee at number 5. Allatoona at 6. Stars Mills at 7. St. Pius is 8. Pace is 9. And Northside Columbus comes in at number 10. Then you look at AAA. And AAA, once again, you have to break that up into private and public. The private poll, it goes AAA, AA, Class A, D1, and D2. Holy Innocents is at number 1. Hebron Christian and our buddy Chad Griffin is at number 2. Wesleyan's at 3. Calvary Days at number 4. Lovett is at 5. GAC is at 6. Providence Christian, number 7, after winning 13 of their first 14. Whitfield Academy is at number 8. St. Vincent's and Paideia wrap up the top 10. The public side, on the girls' side in AAA. Oconee County, Whitewater, Jefferson. No surprises there at all. Number 4 is Adairsville, number 12 and 2 out of the blocks. Harlem is at number 5 out of the Augusta area. Cherokee Bluff is at number 6. Lumpkin County in the mountains is at number 7. Calhoun is at number 8. And like I said, we'll catch up with Taylor Sumrall coming up here in about a half hour. And then you have West Lawrence at 9. Northwest Whitfield is at number 10. So, and we'll keep an eye. We'll let you know with the rankings on the boys' side. Keep an eye out on the directional Whitfields in Dalton coming up at the end of the year. AA girls. It is Pike County at number 1. Sonoraville's at number 2. Coahulla Creek is at number 3. Union County is at number 4 up in the mountain region. Columbus is 5. Callaway is at 6. And we've had Callaway on the network this year. It was great to do the matchup with Callaway and Morgan County in Region 2 AA. Last week, that was fun. Pierce County is at number 8. Stevens County is at number 9. Savannah Arts is at number 10. Class A Division 1. Model, once again, at number 1. Lamar County at number 2. Ace Charter is at 3. Thomasville is at 4. Jeff Davis and our friend Brian Lawson, 13 and 1 out of the blocks at number 5. Coach Richardson and Social Circle is at number 6. Bleckley County is at number 7. Bremen is at 8. Worth County out of Sylvester is number 9. And Swainsboro is at number 10. Class A Division 2. Screven out of the blocks, winning 14 of their first 15. Chatco still undefeated. Chatco has had a really good run in Casita this year, 13 and 0 out of the blocks. Atkinson County is number 3. Tryon is number 4. Claxton is at number 5. Irwin County having a great year and getting to play on the turf, the grass at Buddy Noble Stadium is at number 6. Atlanta Classical is at number 7. GMC, who we've had the chance to cover and discuss, is at number 8. Trutland is at number 9. Lake Oconee Academy is at number 10. So that is the rundown of your girls' rankings right now, once again, courtesy of our friends at Scoreboard, SCORBORD. Now, all classification boys, Johns Creek right now at number 1, 15 and 1. Lambert, Dalton at number 3. Carrollton at number 4. Johnson, Gainesville at number 5. McIntosh is 6. Meadow Creek is 7. Islands is 8. They lost to Benedictine. And so Islands 14-0 going into this week. Whitfield Academy at 9. Clark Central. And we'll be catching up with Coach Aiken next week on Red Clay. And so Clark Central out of the blocks at number 10. Once again, 10-0 to start your season in the all class. In 6A, Lambert, Carrollton, Meadow Creek, and it was great to catch up with Coach Rodriguez Friday morning on the morning show and find out what's been going on at Meadow Creek and his build over the last 5 years. Pebblebrook is at number 4. South Forsyth Archer, who's been making a lot of noise in Gwinnett County at winning 12 of their first 15, 10-0 in region play. They're at number 6. Peachtree Ridge at number 7. Marietta is at number 8, followed by North Forsyth and Campbell. So that is your rundown in 6A, specifically on the boys' side. 5A boys, Johns Creek at 15-1, Johns Creek, McIntosh, Clark Central. Those three north of 10 wins already this year. So 10 wins or more, double-digit wins. Johns Creek 15-1 out of the blocks. McIntosh 13-3. Clark Central 10-0. That's 1, 2, 3 in 5A. Lassiter, Milton, Gainesville, Decatur, Veterans, who also is at double-digit wins at 12-4. Riverwood and Chattahoochee are your 9 and your 10. We've seen Chattahoochee as far back as Creek Cup to know what they bring to the table. And right now, 5-1 in region play, winning 5 of their first 6 in region play. Chattahoochee is at number 10 in the 5A rankings. Then, Quad A, Dalton number 1, St. Pius, BT, Midtown, 1, 2, 3, 4. Drew Charter has won 12 of their first 13 to start. They're at number 5. East Forsyth is at number 6. Clarkston, number 7. Walnut Grove, who's got a matchup coming up with the East Side, I believe, is at number 8. Pace Academy and Allatoona are your 9 and your 10. Then in AAA, we'll start with the private side. And once again, it encompasses triple, double, and the 2 Class A's, Division I and Division II. Whitfield Academy's at number 1. Calvary Days at number 2. GAC, Lovett, Atlanta International, Savannah Country Day, the Walker School, Holy Innocents, Hebron Christian, Mount Vernon, winning 9 of their first 11, 4-0 in region play. That's the private side from single A to triple on the boys. Triple A for the boys specifically on the private side, on the public side. Johnson, Gainesville, and Islands. Keep an eye on those two. Northwest Whitfield is in double-digit wins. They are 10-1 out of the blocks, winning 10 of their first 11. West Lawrence has run the table. They are 15-0. Maconie County, 12-3 to start. Jenkins out of Savannah, they are 11-4. Lumpkin County, again, is showing in the AAA boys poll at 8-4. LaGrange, Chestatee, and Bainbridge, you're 8, 9, and 10. Double A. Callaway, top-ranked boys team in the state. Great to see Coach Petit and what's been built down there at Callaway. 10-4 out of the blocks. Hart County, they got to I believe they now have the most wins in any season on the boys' side. I'm catching up with the Hart County folks last week. 13-2 out of the blocks. Columbus at number 3. Union County at number 4. Morgan County's boys at number 5. So in Class A Division 2, in Class A Double A, in Class Region 2 Double A, Callaway, Morgan County right now in the scoreboard rankings at 1 and 5. Pike County's at number 6. Savannah Arts Academy's at number 7. North Murray. The Nears, they're at number 8. Ringgold at number 9. Crisp County, they're having a great start. They started out winning 4 of their first 5. Crisp County getting marks at number 10 in Double A. Class A Division 2, Model at number 1. Putnam County at number 2. Armurchie is number 3. Thomasville is at number 4. Jeff Davis, once again, number 5. So 2 top 5 ranked programs in the Pinelands. Jasper County at number 6. Bremen is at 7. Ace Charter is at 8. Fannin County is at 9. Toombs at number 10 at 7 and 4. And in Class A Division 2, GMC ranked at number 1 at 12-2. Atco, once again, and on the boys and the girls side in Pearson, you have programs that are ranked top 5 in each. Atco, 10-2-2 in their first 14, ranked number 2. Dooley County, number 3 at 13-3. LOA's boys, number 4. Brooks County, number 5. Towns County and Hiawassee at number 6. Metter at 7. Claxton at 8. Lincoln County now into the rankings at number 9. And then Atlanta Classical is at number 10. So that's your rankings on the boys and the girls side. Thanks to our friends at Scoreboard, SCORBORD. If you're looking for rankings in and around the state, in and around some of your favorite states here in the Southeast, go to our friends at Scoreboard, and they will help you out with all you need to know when it comes to the rankings here in the state of Georgia. Light activity today on the girls' side, starting with St. Francis and Mount Vernon. at 4 o'clock. You also have other matchups in other classifications outside the GHSA. You're looking at the GICAA and the GIAA. Monsignor Donovan is taking on Scholars Guild. That one is at 5 o'clock. You have Heritage and HPHS taking on each other at 5 o'clock. It is Mount Perrin and Wesleyan. Come on, folks. Mount Perrin and Wesleyan, they are they're going to have their first matchup at 5. Then you have we're going to have this day today, aren't we? Okay. Coastal out of Pembroke taking on Hilton Head Prep. That one's also at 5 o'clock. So let's go back and see if we can cycle through and get our matchups that we had. We're getting an error message. You get an error message and all this kind of stuff, and it's not fun. Heritage out of Noonan taking on Heritage Prep. That one's also at 5 o'clock today. It is Mount Perrin and Wesleyan. That one is going on. And that one, Mount Pisgah. Mount Pisgah travels to Wesleyan, down 141, and their first matchup is at 5 o'clock. Then you have, Max Preps is not loading today at all. Atlanta International taking on Landmark Christian. That one starts at 5 o'clock on the girls' side of things. Union County and Pickens. Union County chasing after win number 13. 12-1 out of the blocks, taking on 7-5 Pickens at 5:30. BT and Westminster. The Battle of West Paces Fair. That's Love It, John. BT and Westminster. BT chasing after win number 12. Westminster chasing after win number 10. That one's at 5:30. Drew Charter and Miller Grove, two teams chasing after their 9th win of the year. That one's at 5:30. Mays and Creekside. Creekside trying to get a win at home, and they're chasing after win number 3 at 5:30. Marist and Southwest DeKalb. Marist once again out of the blocks at 12-0. Then it's Clark Central and Athens Academy. Clark Central trying to get to 500. Athens Academy at 7-3. Once again, that one's at 5:30. And then it is Darlington, and it is Mount Perrin Christian. Mount Perrin Christian is having to travel up to Darlington. So that matchup starts at 5:30. Northgate and East Coweta. Northgate, once again, winners of their first 13, taking on East Coweta, who's 5-4. That one's at 6 o'clock. Cedar Grove and Stevenson in DeKalb County. That one is at 6. North Cobb and East Paulding is at 8. And those are your 16 matchups in the girls' side for today. Yesterday, just to kind of give you an idea, 126 matches, in the GHSA, the GIAA, and the GICAA. Give you some of the highlights that happened there yesterday. It is on the girls' side, Mount Vernon getting a win, having to recycle every single time. It was Mount Vernon over Fellowship. That was the final score. There was 6-2. Also, it was Maynard Jackson losing to Holy Innocents by the score of 4-0. It was Barrow. It was a BCA over Winder Barrow. It's not the Barrow Academy of Arts and Sciences. It's a Bethlehem Christian. So Bethlehem Christian played Winder Barrow yesterday, won that one 7-0. Thomasville put 10 on Brooks. Irwin put 10 on Cook. Jeff Davis beat Long County 3-1. And it was Southeast Bullock shutting out Bryan County 5-0. And who was it that shut out West Lawrence? ARC, ARC with the shutout over West Lawrence 2-0. Paideia over Walker 1-0. Worth over Dooley by 9. Screven continued their winning ways, shutting out Portal by 4. Lovett over Woodward Academy 3-0. Rabun over Banks by 7. Savannah Country Day over St. Vincent's 8-2. It was Tryon, a winner over ACA 3-1. Lakeside Evans over Glen Academy. That is a trip. That is an absolute trip. Lakeside over Glen Academy by the score of 1-0. That one was in Brunswick. Dodge put 10 on Sumter. Johnson County beat Jeffco in PKs. 1-1 after 80, 90, and 100. Prince Avenue shut out Towns by 9. Lakeview Academy 8-0 over Athens Christian. Galloway shut out Landmark Christian 3-0 on the girls' side. Also, it was, as it scrolls down and it goes well past where I was, Savannah Christian shut out Swainsboro 1-0, Metter over Claxton, big region area rivalry there, 3-2. Bleckley County shut out Dublin 5-0. Jones put 10 on Hampton. Douglas County 3-1 over Central Carroll. Eagles Landing a 2-0 win over Stockbridge. Harlem shut out Aquinas. Same for North Cobb Christian over Rockmart. Social Circle beat Stone Mountain 8-0. Cross Keys beat Clarkston in a very traditionally underrated DeKalb County matchup 3-1. Baldwin beat Hepzibah by 10. Brookwood over Pinecrest 6-4. Fannin County over Armurchie 3-1. It was Coffee over Brantley 3-2. Hebron over Hart by 10. Alexander over Villarica 4-1. Morgan County beat Appalachie 5-1. South Gwinnett went to PKs, beat Grayson. Rome over East Paulding 5-0. Pike beat Jackson by 10. Mary Person shut out Luella by 9. Same for Drew Charter over Salem. Mountain View 2-1 over Discovery. Columbia 2-1 over South Atlanta. Calhoun shut out Calhoun beat Sonoraville 2-1. Like I said, we'll catch up with Taylor Sumrall in about 10 minutes. We'll talk about that game, the season, everything going on in Calhoun. Adairsville shut out Murray County 7-0. Then it was Chattahoochee over Lakeside DeKalb 3-2. Grovetown beat Newton by 10. North Hall over Chestatee 2-0. And Chattooga got the same win over OCHS. Cartersville put 10 on North Murray. Same for Trinity Christian over Spalding. Sandy Creek beat Upson Lee 3-1. Ola a winner. It was Eastside over Cedar Grove by the score of 4-0. Pepperell over Cedartown 3-2. Dalton shut out Gilmer 7-0. It was Providence Christian putting 10 on Commerce. Lithia Springs with the shutout over New Manchester. Same for Washington Wilkes over Glasscock. Druid Hills 5-1 over Tucker. Jefferson shuts out West Hall by 10. Putnam beat Green in PKs. North Gwinnett, same score, 10-0 over Gainesville. Gordon Central 4-1 over Coosa. Loganville beat Alcovey by 10. Therrell and Morrow had to go to PKs. Therrell got the win there. Buford shut out Decula by 9. Pickens over Flowery Branch. Lassiter 2-1 over Pope. Cahola Creek over Cass by 4. Carrollton 3-2 over Bremen. It was Greenbrier a winner. Dawson County a shutout winner. Monroe area over East Hall. Jackson County beats North Oconee girls in PKs. Tied at 2. They go to PKs. Jackson County gets the win. Northview a win. Lanier a win. Oconee County over Cherokee Bluff 4-1. Griffin 2-1 over Fayette County. Stars Mill over Decatur by 5. Johns Creek 1-0 over Milton. Cambridge beat Kell by 10. Shootout with Parkview and Etowah. 5-5 after 80, 90, and 100. And Etowah won in PKs. Lambert by 3 over Dunwoody. Riverwood shut out Woodstock. Temple over Langston Hughes. Whitewater put 10 on Dutchtown as well. Creekview over River Ridge 2-1. Mill Creek 3-0 over Collins Hill. Kennesaw Mountain shuts out to South Paulding by 10. Same score, Arabia Mountain over Tri-Cities. Marist over Walton 2-1. Midtown and Roswell goalless draw. They go to PKs. Roswell gets the win there. Paulding County over Osborne 8-2. North Atlanta 3-1 over Alpharetta. Norcross over Forsyth Central 1-0. And Colquitt over Ware in a non-region match by the score of 3-0. That was your scores of yesterday, leading you into the activity of today. And on the boys' side, since we mentioned today, boys, you only have 13 matches. Like I said, we'll go back and take a peek at what happened yesterday and get you ready for the polls. Today, Glasscock is taking on Jeffco. That one's at 5:30. North Cobb and East Paulding. It is, once again, the same matchup, 7 o'clock. It is Mount Pisgah and Wesleyan after the girls' game starts at 5. BT and Westminster, Mount Perrin and Darlington, Northgate, East Coweta, both teams at 8 o'clock looking for win number 9. Atlanta International and Landmark is at 7:30. Wheeler and Alatoona both chasing after their 8th win is at 8. South Forsyth has 10 wins. They're going to Denmark, who's 8-5. That one's at 8. Mason Creekside is at 8 o'clock as well on the boys' side. So going into what happened yesterday to get you set up for today, 130 matches in the GICAA, the GIAA, and the GHSA. So we'll see if we can pick out some of the other matchups on the boys' side. Thomasville beat Brooks 6-1, and that one will get you started. Tryon a 3-0 winner. Mount Vernon over Fellowship 4-1. It was Evans over South Effingham 4-1. Jackson over Holy Innocents in PKs, goalless after 80, 90, and 100. Woodward Academy over Lovett 7-1. Johnson winner over Robert Toombs. It was Richmond Hill 6-2 over Wayne County. That one was on the coast. Towns over Prince Avenue 3-0. It was Rabun over Banks 3-1. Dooley over Worth 4-1. Jeff Davis gets the sweep on Long County 2-1 on the boys' side. ARC loses to West Lawrence by the score of 2-0. George Walton got the win yesterday, 4-1 on the boys' side. Metters boys beat Claxton 4-0. Savannah Christian shut out Swainsboro's boys by 3. Islands and Benedictine on the boys' side. We mentioned that one once again. Benedictine wins that one in PKs. Athens Christian over Lakeview 3-2. Bleckley gets the sweep over Dublin 2-1. Paideia beat Walker 3-2. Sumter over Dodge 4-3. Coffee shuts out Brantley by 10. It was Northwest Whitfield over Dalton Academy 6-0. Hampton over Jones 7-3. Hiram over North Paulding 2-1. Hepzibah over Baldwin 2-1. Johnson of Gainesville over Lumpkin County 5-1. We'll be back at Johnson Gainesville for the Westminster matches on the 7th. So less than a week away for those. Chestatee over North Hall by 2. Same score. Gainesville over North Gwinnett. Pope shut out Lassiter 4-0. Glasscock and Washington Wilkes tied at 5. They go to PKs. Washington Wilkes gets the win there. Drew Charter put 10 on Salem. Morrow did the same to Therrell. Trinity Christian shut out Spalding by 2. Loganville shut out Alcovey by 7. Carrollton shut out Bremen by 2. Same for Discovery and Mountain View. Appalachia beat Morgan County's boys 1-0. Tucker over Druid Hills over Tucker 2-0. Gordon Central over Coosa 2-1. Stone Mountain over Social Circle, same score. Fannin shut out Armurchie by 4. Putnam County 3-1 over Greene. Lithia Springs over New Manchester 3-2. Sandy Creek a winner. Flowery Branch a winner. Buford beat Decula on the boys' side. Cartersville, Grayson, Grovetown, Pike County, Mary Persons, Calhoun's boys beat Sonoraville by the score of 9-1. And that brings us kind of full circle back. Because, what we did is we started with the girls because we believe in chivalry. And so now we bring in the head coach of the girls team in Calhoun, Taylor Sumrall, who has escaped his class and he's ready for lunch.
Yes, sir.
And he's going to hang out with us, and we're not going to keep him for too long so he can go and get at least some lunch in his system. It was a busy day for you yesterday on a bunch of different fronts.
It was, yes, sir. It was a good day overall. So I don't mind busy days when there are good days like that.
So let's start for those that don't know. You had as I was trying to broker this particular appearance by you, you had a signing yesterday, which I thought was really cool.
Yes, sir. We had Kaylee Holmes, who's one of our seniors. She's been started for 4 years. She signed with Reinhardt University yesterday. So it's always good whenever you can get, especially a senior this late in the season, to get a signing and continue at the next level. It gives them a lot of satisfaction, and their hard work paid off to go towards something.
What has it been like for you to see Kaylee's game get to where it is now? And then obviously she signs with Reinhardt and she's going to be active in the NAI, but what's it been like to see her game on the uptick over the last couple of seasons?
It's been awesome. We have a large senior class. We got 10 or 12 of them right now. And Kaylee, she's been a 4-year starter for us. And when she came in, I kind of joked yesterday, but in all seriousness, I didn't know she was ever going to talk to me. She never said a word. Probably her freshman year, I don't know if I ever heard her say a word to anybody. And now she's one of those I kind of got to tell to be quiet so I can get through what I'm trying to talk about. So kind of seeing her mature in that aspect is awesome, but also on the soccer field, all freshmen are nervous playing varsity soccer. They kind of shy away, but now she works her tail off and she's in there winning balls. Both of her goals yesterday in our game came from her working to win a ball back after she turned it over, and then getting the goal after that. So just seeing her grow in maturity both on and off the field has been great to watch.
Yesterday, for those that don't know, it was a highly competitive match. You figured it was going to be that way, and it was going up against previously unbeaten Sonoraville. Getting ready for this matchup, Sonoraville comes in with a record ranked number 1 in the state AA. They were 12-0. What was Study Hall like getting ready for the matchup against Sonoraville yesterday?
Well, we know they're going to be a great team. It's a rivalry game, in-county game. So we know we're going to get their best. They know they're going to get our best every time we play. last year we outshot them. I think we had somewhere between 24, 25 shots, something like that. And they only had 4 or 5, but they ended up winning 2-1. And so going into this year, we knew that we had to finish our chances and tried to hold them as much as possible. But just watching their players, we knew they kind of built their strength in the midfield, and we tried to play wide and keep it wide from them and away from their best players in the middle. We knew we had a little bit of speed that they would have trouble with. So our game was kind of to build the attack and then create some through chances for our speed to break open in the end. And that's where both of our goals came from, was one-on-ones.
And right now, the way things stand for you after the win, you're 12-5, and you're in Region 7 AAA for those that don't know. And you look at Region 7 AAA, and it is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this word, and I mean this in the most complimentary way possible. Taylor, it's madness.
Yes.
The region is madness up there. And just for folks that don't know, Adairsville's at 6-0, 12-2 overall. Northwest Whitfield 5-1, 8-6. Calhoun right now at the 3 is at 4-2. Heritage Catoosa is the 4 at 3-3. Lafette is at 2-4. Gilmer's at 1-5. And so literally, and then you've got Ridgeland after that. So you literally have one game, obviously, all the way through looking at everybody. It is crazy to see that one game is separating everybody down the ladder. For someone who hasn't had the chance to see Region 7 AAA, how would you break it down?
There's a lot of good soccer up here in Northwest Georgia. I mean, not just in our regions around the area. There's a lot of good soccer, both on the male and female side. I know everybody looks up here and sees the Whitfield County schools, the Dalton, and they think about the male soccer, but female soccer up here is just as good. There's a lot of competitive teams. Adairsville was one of the top in the state. Northwest always has a top team. Southeast, they'll be in our region next year. So they have a top team as well. And there's a lot of good soccer up here that people don't necessarily see as much of.
And obviously, you're off until the 14th. You finished region play. You get to go to North Paulding, finishing out the regular season against Pickens on the 16th. Coming into this year with all of these seniors, what was your level of expectation? What were you anticipating coming in to this year? What were you thinking would be a good season? And what were your expectations coming in this year?
Well, last year we had a very down year. We just couldn't get anything to click. We couldn't score. I mean, we remember looking at, we had over 400 something shots, but only scored 30 something goals. So we just could never get in the back of the net. So this year we came in and kind of tried to focus more on the team aspect of it, staying positive when bad things happen. Because last year I felt like there was a lot.
I think somebody tried to call Taylor. And let's see. So hang on. Here we go. Hang on. There we go. And did someone try to call you? Or are there?
I'm not sure. No.
There were gremlins. You're talking about expectations, and then gremlins showed up. But go for it. Call you.
And so just trying to keep them positive. Felt like last year, whenever negative things happened, we kind of let it snowball. So just kind of bouncing back from negative things happen. We knew we had a talented team. We know we have a good team. And the goal is always stay healthy, which we haven't done a great job of this year, but it's still working out well for us right now. And just trying to send these seniors out on the right foot note and make up for last year where we didn't have a year that we expected.
Yep. And right now, one of the things that you notice when you look at just the activity that you got a lot of different goal scorers. There's a lot of balance on the squad this year. After the first 14, you didn't have a double-digit goal scorer. You had an upperclassman who had 9, and then you've got an underclassman who had 9. But the balance. Let me see if I can count here really quickly: 3, 5, 8, 9, 11 different goal scorers this season. Obviously, that speaks to what you're trying to do, but a lot of balance there this year.
Yeah, we try to get everybody involved in the attack. We don't want to just key in on one person.
Once again, he's talking about details. He's talking about all these details. And it's like, I want balance. I'm talking about balance. So it was balance.
Yeah.
Yep. You got balance.
Yeah. Yes, we have a ton. We don't want to key in on one person. We want to try to get many people involved. That way defenses can't key in on one person, just to try and stop them. I mean, if you look at it, we've got seniors scoring, we've got sophomores scoring, juniors, and so it's gone pretty well for us. In the past, we've tried to be more of a build from the back possession type team, and that hasn't really worked out well for us this year.
Here we go with lunchtime. Nothing like lunch being that way to sit there and figure out that it's going to take lunchtime. We're just going to take lunchtime. There he goes. Okay.
Let me move closer to a window.
He's heading to the halls, people. He's going outside in Calhoun.
Let me move closer to a window. See if that helps.
There we go. But yeah, you got upperclassmen, you got underclassmen, so it's real balance there this year. That's one of the things that I noticed off the top.
Yeah, and but they've done a great job of it. So we've tried to play more direct and try to score quickly more than try to build and possess this year. So I think that's kind of made a difference for us.
Now you're going to be 3 seeds, at least you're number 3 in the region. Have you and the coaches started looking at brackets and things like that and doing any mapping going into spring break?
Oh yeah, we have right now. Right now, it is looking.
The window won't even help him. The window won't even help.
All right. I'm not
the
sure.
windows. Look, we'll keep going, and it's all good. So you're looking at brackets.
Yeah, so we're looking like we could host first round just because of the private schools that get pulled out.
Right.
Our power ranking is high enough, so hopefully we maintain that. We can at least get one home game during the.
And that'll be great to be there because we've had that environment there in the past, and so it's been great for us to see what's going on there in Calhoun and lay it all out. So I'm not going to keep Taylor too much longer because there are gremlins up there, and they're wanting you to go to lunch. I think that's what the problem is. They want you to go to lunch. What has been the most pleasant surprise for you about this group this year?
I think just the effort and the positivity our team's playing with. Last year, I could look at a lot of things and say, well, we didn't give great effort there. This year, there's even in our losses, it's not effort mistakes. We're giving their best effort every play, all 80 minutes, doing everything we can to try and win. Sometimes it doesn't fall your way, but we're at least giving every effort we can. They're leaving it all out there.
So we're doing this one question at a time. We're getting there. One question at a time. And so now, since I have my last question, I'll bring him in one more time.
All right.
So, all right, one more question for you. You're heading into spring break. How are you navigating that to make sure that everybody comes back full song for the stretch run, even though region's done, it's figured out, you got your power rankings. How are you making sure that everybody is going to be back here at 100% after spring break? Wow. Won't even let me answer the question. That's, they really do want Taylor to go to lunch. They really do.
So we are, we're taking spring break off. We got a lot of beat up people, a lot of injuries. I spend more money on ankle tape right now than anything probably. So we're taking spring break off.
And he is taking spring break off, and apparently his phone wants to go to spring break too. So Taylor's being a great sport about all this. I don't know what's going on, but the phone is on spring break, and so you spent more money on ankle tape, huh?
Yeah. So we're trying to just let everybody get healthy, so that way we can be as healthy as possible down the run.
All right, go to lunch. Thanks for putting up with Moody phones and cement and all this kind of stuff. We'll catch up with you soon, my friend. Great win last night. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
There goes Taylor Sumrall. He's the girls' head coach at Calhoun. He suffered through 11 minutes of chaos where things just kind of dump and then they come back and then they don't. But seriously, when you look at the goal scorers, it is literally when you have Jaylene Cortez, who has scored 9, and then you have Kaylee Holmes, who scored 9, and then you have Guzman with 2, Stokes with 2, then you have Kylie Holmes registered twice, so she's got double-digit goals. Okay, so when she wears number 3, she scored twice. When she wears number 5, she scored 9 times. So she has 11 goals on the season. Then you have Sophie Schmidt, who has scored. You have Alexa Vigil Perez, who has scored. You have Aya DePero, who has scored twice. You have Daniela Sanchez, who has scored. You got Chloe Holmes, who has scored. And then you have Ella Elise De Bruyne, who has scored. So a bunch of different goal scorers for Calhoun this year. And between the sticks, it has been Catherine Wells, the senior, who has been in net 13 of the matches this year. And you also have two others who have gotten minutes. You've got Keely Melgar, the senior, and then you have Teddy Condiff, who has had 2 appearances as well. But everything, Catherine Wells has been your starter between the sticks, 13 matches, and a goals against of 2.2, 30 saves. So shots on goals, 2.2 shots per match, and a goals against of 11 over 13. So it's like, what's 2 into 13? So it's like 84% save percentage. Yeah, so an 84% save percentage. And so saves per match at 2.3 and a goals against of about 0.84. So that's what you're getting so far. Big win for them. And 3 in the region, but with power rankings and the pulling out of the private schools, as Coach Sumrall said, it's an opportunity for them possibly to host and get boosted up in the power rankings in what we've seen from them. So we'll see what happens with Calhoun right now. Once again, 12-5, 2 more matches to go, and looking at the standings once again in Region 7 AAA, because you get your private public split. 7 AAA right now, competitive out of the blocks, with all these teams separated by that one win that made the difference. And so it was Adairsville, who'd only given up 2 goals in region, 6-0, 12-2. Northwest Whitfield, kind of a 50-50 season for them in goals scored, goals against. Calhoun at number 3, and Heritage Catoosa at number 4, Lafayette at number 5, Gilmer's at number 6, with what we've seen with Gilmer and them building their program up in Ellijay. Ridgeland did not score in region play this year, had 2 wins on the season. And so Ridgeland, bottom of Region 7 AAA. So that's the rundown in Region 7 AAA. I can't thank Taylor for putting up with all of that stuff that's there. Sonoraville, by the way, travels to Coahulla Creek tomorrow, and that is going to be a matchup with the Region 7 AA title on the line. So keep an eye on that one up in Northwest Georgia as well. Our buddy Jeff Gable was up at the 2 matches yesterday. And the boys' side, they've had to juggle the lineup with injuries all season long. And so they scored a lot against Sonoraville, and they won 9-1 at the Furnace. Diamond Perez got a hattie. Calhoun is now 8-6-1, 7th time in 9 matches after starting the season at 1-4. And so Elmer Gutierrez, in his first year there with the boys' side, beginning of the season, obviously, they've got everyone together. Looks like they've got everybody healthy at the right time. And it's going to be interesting to see the boys' side for Calhoun in 7 AAA. Phoenix coach Stephen Morse, with our buddy Jeff Gable yesterday, said he knew his team had the hands full with Calhoun. And Morse admitted to Jeff, he said, thought our guys responded really well, being down 1-0 early, coming back right to tie it at 1. Rebuilding year after losing a lot of senior starters last year. They knew how good Calhoun was coming in, and Calhoun can't simulate speed in practice that you've never seen, so we knew it would be a battle. Still a lot they can learn from a game like this and add to their arsenal going forward. And so Perez got a goal in from 8 yards out, 5 minutes in. 6 minutes later, Sonoraville equalized. Yobani Correa Monroy evened it at 1. But then from there, it was Perez in the 15th, Acevedo in the 19th, 35th, Sammy Hinojosa scored. And that came from Hernandez. And then right at the buzzer, Lexi Campbell Rojas scored off a corner to make it 5-1. Then Perez gets his hat trick, and then Acevedo scored to make it 7. 49th minute, Aiden Delgado gets a goal from 15. Braden Perez scores, with 3 minutes to go in the 77th minute. 38 shots for Calhoun on the boys' side, 19 on target. Phoenix had 12 shots, 8 on target. Calhoun had 7 corners to 1. And Gutierrez admitted that when you play Sonoraville, you play Gordon Central, it's always fun. And the next match is another non-region game for Calhoun Friday at Dawson County once again. Sonoraville gets their last region game tomorrow at Coahulla Creek, and then 2 non-region matches after spring break. And so let's take a peek at let's take a look at the boys' side when it comes to let's see, when it comes to Calhoun's boys team, Calhoun boys soccer, let's see if the schedule gods will let us know what's going on there. So 7 AAA. Standings in 7 AAA, 7-6-1, 5-1. So Calhoun was the 2 in the region. Northwest Whitfield 6-0, 12-1 overall. Then it was Calhoun at 5-1, and they only given up 7 goals in region play. Gilmer 4-2, 4-2. So they're the 3 seed at 8-8. And Heritage Catoosa 3-3, 5-9. Ridgeland's boys, Adairsville's boys, Lafette's boys all did get region wins this season. And Ridgeland and Lafette had 4 wins each, and Adairsville had 2 wins this season for Region 7 AAA. So that's Region 7 AAA, and it's Northwest Whitfield, Calhoun 6-0, 5-1. Gilmer's at 4-2. Heritage 3-3. Ridgeland, Adairsville, and Lafette all finished up at 1-5. So that's your region rundown in Region 7 AAA. As Sonoraville's chasing after once again tomorrow, Cahulla Creek region title, and keeping an eye on that one. Once again, going back to wrap up what happened yesterday to get you ready for tomorrow. Mary Persons beat Luella 3-2. It was Central Gwinnett over Eastside 5-3. Lakeside and Chattahoochee a 1-1 draw after 80, and then Lakeside wins in PKs. Hart over Hebron Christian, and that was what we were discussing with the boys' side, most wins in program history, knocking off Hebron Christian to do it 1-0. Dalton shut out Pace Academy 1-0. Berkmar over Atlanta International in PKs, tied at 2 after 80, 90, and 100. Cedartown put 10 on Pepperell. Lanier beat Seconder 6-4. Cass over Cahulla Creek 4-0. Union Grove over McDonough 3-2. Archer put 10 on Rockdale County. East Hall over Monroe Area 4-3. Clarkston beat Cross Keys 5-1. Ola 3-2 over Woodland. Stockbridge beat Eagles Landing in PKs 1-1 after 80, 90, and 100. Dawson County over White County 3-1. North Cobb Christian over Rockmart by 9. Cedar Shoals over East Jackson by 6. Gilmer loses in PKs to Southeast Whitfield. And that one, once again, was 3-3 after 80, 90, and 100. And so they end up going to PKs to settle that one. Then also on the board, it was, if I could find my place. Where's my place, people? Where is my place? Here we go. Okay. Jefferson shut out West Hall 2-0. Good win for the Dragons in that one. Alexandra over Villarica 4-1. St. Pius shut out Lithonia by 9. Central Carroll beat Douglas County by 10. Aquinas over Harlem 3-1. North Oconee, Jackson County boys. Goalless after 80, 90, and 100. North Oconee wins it in PKs. Murray County over Adairsville 5-1. Oconee County 3-2 over Cherokee Bluff. Johns Creek over Milton 3-2, winning at the buzzer, literally. Last kick of the game. Pebblebrook 6-1 over McEachern. Roswell over Midtown 3-1. Forsyth Central over Norcross and PKs tied at 2 after 80, 90, and 100. Tri-Cities over Arabia Mountain 7-4. North Forsyth over West 3-0. Temple over Langston Hughes 3-1. River Ridge put 10 on Creekview, winning by 8. Kennesaw Mountain over South Paulding 4-0. Sprayberry 1-0 over Sequoia. Collins Hill 5-4 over Mill Creek. Etowah in PKs over Parkview 1-1 after 80, 90, and 100. And Rome over East Paulding by 2. Decatur by Stars Mill by 9. Whitewater over Dutchtown by 6. Fayette County in PKs over Griffin after being tied at 1. Osborne by Paulding over Paulding County by 5. Northview shut out North Springs by 7. Lambert shut out Dunwoody. Alpharetta shut out North Atlanta. Cambridge beat Kell. Glen Academy beat Greenbrier on the boys' side by the score of 2-1. So that's your rundown of anything and everything going on. Keep an eye out on all of the matchups that are up and running tomorrow and on Friday, because spring break in a lot of places next week. And then with next week going, then after that, it's the stretch run to get to decision day on the 16th. Playoffs determined after that. Everybody's working on brackets already now if a region play's finished. And so we'll find out what's going on in and around the state. Once again, thanks to our friends at Kaiser Permanente for dropping by and helping us out and being great partners and great friends. As always, the Red Clay Soccer Report brought to us by our friends at Kaiser Permanente. And when we've got games on the network, we will let you know when they are, and we will be once again sharing the state with the rest of the state. It's going to be a fun run as we go into the sprint. 3 weeks to go. Regular season will technically, two if you go tomorrow. 16th, decision day. here around the state of Georgia to get you ready for the postseason. That's another go-round of the Red Clay Soccer Report presented by our friends at KP Georgia, Kaiser Permanente. For everybody here at SDH, I'm just John. Thanks for dropping by. Enjoy your games. If your team's not playing, go out and sample somebody else's environment so you can share that story with other folks, and you can share the experience of the sport of soccer on the high school level in places that you haven't been before. Because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised about what you see and how everybody embraces the game in and around the state, wherever you go. So for everybody here at SDH, I'm just John. Thanks for dropping by. Mucha Platial, end of the show. Back at it again, 9:05 in the morning for a stacked and overtime version of SDH AM. See you in, 20 hours or so. Actually, it will be 20 hours. Rob Valentino joining us right at 9 o'clock. So 20 hours away from the new round of SDH AM. Mucha Platial, play it safe. End of the show. That means we get to do this.